Good morning, students. Today we start off with the lesson 4.3 World Heritage. Before we start off with the lesson, let us try to understand what is the meaning of the word heritage. Heritage includes tradition. Heritage includes tradition, features of life that have continued to be a part of life for many years. For example, our customs, traditions, way of dressing, cuisine, or way of preparing food, all these are a part and parcel of our life. And for many years, they have been passed down from one generation to another generation. So that is the meaning of the word heritage. Language, customs, festivals, tradition, everything, art, architecture, dance, everything gets included in the word heritage because that is passed down from one generation to another generation. Now coming to activity number 1 and 2, you can do it from the printed notes which have been given to you. Activity number 3, do you know the difference between World Heritage and Cultural Heritage? What is the meaning of World Heritage? Just now we saw heritage includes all that is which is passed down from one generation to another generation. It is a part of our life. Those features which are part of our life, they are passed down from one generation to another generation. That's known as heritage. Now, what do you understand by World Heritage? World Heritage includes natural or man-made area, structure or features that are recognized as outstanding. वो इतने अच्छे हैं कि ऐसा लगता है कि internationally उसको preserve करना चाहिए. So you feel that since it is outstanding and it is of great international importance, it deserves special protection, and that is why it is declared as World Heritage. Now this World Heritage, what is included in World Heritage may either be natural areas of scenic beauty. It can be something like some caves, or it can be sanctuaries, or it can be some forest area, or it can be a valley where flowers are grown. You have learnt about this particular World Heritage Sites in your history lesson. Okay, a long list of it is given. Especially those heritage sites which have been recognized as World Heritage Site when it comes to India. Cultural heritage. Now, cultural heritage is all those things which are listed by the UNESCO, which has special cultural or physical significance. And cultural heritage is something to do with man-made things. Let us now begin with the chapter. The information about given in the table about the various cultural heritage sites that we can take it up from again from the printed notes. Let's directly begin off or start off with the lesson, children. Okay, tourist spots are given, and some of the heritage sites are given. Information about all of these is given in the printed notes which have been supplied to you. So we directly start off with the lesson. You have the picture of a few World Heritage Sites, and you know you have studied in history about all of these. Okay, let us now start off with the lesson. A World Heritage Site is a site determined by United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization (UNESCO). Full form is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization to have significant cultural or natural importance to humanity. अगर किसी साइट को मीन्स स्ट्रक्चर को या एरिया को या ग्राउंड को ये स्पेशल दर्जा दिया जाता है कि दिस इज वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट, दैट मीन्स इट मस्ट हैव सम काइंड ऑफ, it must be really important. Okay, it must really be great, and it must be something which must be culturally or naturally important for all human beings. Humanity means to all human beings. As such, the sites are protected and maintained by International World Heritage Program, which is administered by the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. So who takes over the responsibility of protecting and maintaining these sites? The International World Heritage Program, which is administered by UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Because World Heritage Sites are places that are significant culturally and naturally, They vary. Vary means they differ. They differ in type but include forests, lakes, monuments, buildings and cities. Monuments, buildings or structures, okay, that have been built in order to commemorate some particular event or some particular personality. For example, Taj Mahal is a monument. Okay, so cultural world heritage sites will include natural as well as man-made features, man-made monuments. It includes forests, lakes, monuments, buildings, and cities. World Heritage Site can also be a combination of both cultural and natural areas. For example, Mount Huanshan in China is a site with significance to human culture because it played a role in historical Chinese art and literature. The mountain is also significant because of its physical landscape characteristics distinguishing features. कभी कभी ऐसा हो सकता है कि one particular world heritage place or site can be both culturally as well as naturally important. Naturally important because the physical landscape is important and culturally important because वहाँ पर कोई एक particular civilization या फिर there must be the progress of it must be related to some kind of man-made progress achieved during a particular period of time. So here Huanshan in China is significant because of the historical role in Chinese art and literature. Since it is a mountainous region, it is also known for the physical landscape. Okay, here children in this first paragraph, you can have questions like complete the following. A World Heritage Site is dash. A World Heritage Site is a site determined by United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization. Okay. Such sites are dash. Such sites are protected and maintained by, you have to fill in the blank, by International World Heritage Program. Such sites are administered by dash UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Such sites include places that are culturally and naturally important like forests, lakes, monuments, buildings and cities. Okay, World Heritage Sites are often a combination of dash, both cultural and natural areas. Mount Wanchang in China is important, played an important role in dash in historical Chinese art and literature. So what you have to do is when you complete the following questions, you have to just have a look at that is read the passage and you have to take up the answers from the passage itself. Complete it. Okay. So here the word meanings, some word meanings are not given. One word meaning which is not given is site. Okay, site is S-I-T-E, site is area or ground. Now S-I-T-E site, homophone of S-I-T-E site is S-I-G-H-T, that's also site. Sight here stands for he lost his eyesight. That means his vision. So therefore you have this homophone S-I-T-E site and S-I-G-H-T site. Okay. Now let us here you have another question. What significant aspects should a World Heritage Site have? World Heritage Site um, is significant because it is maintained by the International World Heritage Program and it is significant culturally and naturally. Okay. What do World Heritage Sites include? Another one question is given here. World Heritage Site includes forests, lakes, monuments, buildings and cities. History of World Heritage Site. How did this idea emerge that certain areas should be protected internationally? They are of international importance. ये idea कहाँ से आया? कब से आया ये idea? Although the idea of protecting cultural and natural heritage sites around the world began in early 20th century, momentum, the rate or quantity of motion is called as momentum. ये कब हुआ? This idea actually gathered more importance for its actual creation was not until 1950s. In 1954, Egypt started plans to build the Aswan High Dam to collect and control water from Nile River. The existing initial plan was to for the dam construction would have flooded the valley containing the Abu Simbel temples and scores means plenty of ancient Egyptian artifacts. So the place where this particular Abu Simbel temples were there, in that particular place, this was near the Nile river bank, and when a dam is getting constructed, slightly there will be people who are living in that particular vicinity or area are all rehabilitated, and up to a certain radius, people should not, there should be no uh, uh, residential areas, and at the so that everything was people and places, that is important constructions would get destroyed. So people are rehabilitated, and certain constructions which are coming up in the way of constructing the dam, that is destroyed. But what happened was, here the sites which would get destroyed were the very significant Abu Simbel temples, and plenty of ancient Egyptian objects which were made by man belonging to the Egyptian civilization. So there was a lot of what to say discussions and debates as to how to protect the temples and artifacts. क्या किया जा सकता है? So UNESCO began or started off an international campaign in 1959 that called for dismantling. Dismantling means pulling down or disassembling, the movement of and disassembling or pulling down the structure, and at the same time moving the temples to a higher ground. वहाँ से shift करना है, इन temples को वहाँ से shift करना है, और कोई तो higher level area में इसको reassemble करना है. The project cost estimated US $80 million, and 40 million of which came from 50 different countries. So they started collecting this money in order to save this particular temple. Okay, because of the project's success, UNESCO and International Council on Monuments and Sites began or started a draft convention to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage. जो मनुष्य ने बनाया था उसको अगले जनरेशन को प्रिजर्व करना है, पास डाउन करना है. So UNESCO decided that we will start off with an international organization which will be responsible for protecting cultural heritage sites all over the world. Okay, here I want you to pause this particular video, and I want you to have a look at the video which I will be sending you. There are 3 or 4 videos related to how these different structures, what we are talking about, how they were actually shifted, what were the significance of these temples, all this is mentioned in this video. And very short videos are there, 3 videos are there, but first one related to the Abu Simbel temples you will watch or view after you read this particular paragraph, then you come back to this particular video again. Okay, so Abu Simbel temples having beautiful structures, okay, very beautiful structures, but how without destroying it, they were all very safely moved from one place to another place. And the tourists who had actually viewed this particular temple before the temples were shifted, when he viewed them afterwards, he remarked that that is absolutely, you cannot make out that these have been moved from one place and brought down to another place. And they were all very heavy, very big, up to 93 feet tall statues were moved intact without their breaking down or without them getting destroyed. So that is why the estimated cost was around $80 million, and 40 million came from 50 different countries. They contributed because they wanted to save this particular World Heritage Site, which they felt was important for humanity in general. Shortly thereafter, in 1965, a White House conference in the United States called for a World Heritage Trust to protect historic cultural sites, but to also protect the world's significant natural and scenic sites. Okay, slowly when the idea, it all started when the Abu Simbel temples in Egypt were to be moved in order to save them, preserve them. Okay, thereafter they felt that in 1965, 59 May this happened. It was done by collecting funds from 50 different countries. Then they felt that let us have an international organization which will actually take the responsibility for protecting the man-made structures which are really very good, and which are significant, which are really very good, which are important from the point of view of entire humanity. In 1965, in the United States, the White House Conference called for a World Heritage Trust. एक trust बनाएंगे with whose work will be to protect the world's significant natural and scenic sites also. Not only cultural, but naturally जो important है, okay, जैसे waterfalls हो, या फिर parks हो, या desert areas हो, okay, या फिर कहीं, for example, in India we have the flower valley, then we have खास पत्थर in Maharashtra. तो ऐसे natural sites को भी protect करना चाहिए. Finally, in 1968, the International Union for Conservation of Nature developed similar goals and presented them at United Nations Conference on Human Environment in Stockholm, Sweden in 1972. So slowly, as time proceeded, more and more countries got involved, and they all felt that there is a need for such an organization. Following the presentation of these goals, a convention concerning the protection of world cultural and natural heritage was adopted by UNESCO General Conference on November 16, 1972. So 1972, November 16th, SI organization, United Nations, uh, UNESCO General Conference decided that we are going to adopt this particular program, and we are going to have a world cultural natural uh, heritage. To protect that, we are going to have a organization for conserving and preserving world heritage sites. The World Heritage Committee. Today, the World Heritage Committee is the main group responsible for establishing which sites will be listed as UNESCO's World Heritage Site. Before we actually take up this part, let us move a little, let us go back a little, and we will take up some questions. Why did UNESCO launch an international campaign in 1959? Direct answer is there. In 1959, UNESCO launched a particular international campaign, okay, for dismantling and movement of temples, the Abu Simbel temples, to a higher ground. Abu Simbel temples in Egypt to higher ground. Okay. Next one question which is there is, why did the White House Conference in United Nations why did the White House Conference in United Nations call for a World Heritage Trust? Again, you have it here. In 1965, a White House Conference in United States called for a World Heritage Trust to protect historical cultural sites, but also not only to protect it, but also protect the world's significant natural and scenic sites. Another question which is coming up here, what does the World Heritage Committee consist of? World Heritage Committee World Heritage Committee, here you have the answer coming up. World Heritage Committee consists of representatives from 21 state parties that are elected for 6-year term by the World Heritage Center's General Assembly. Okay, so in United States, this particular organization came up, and UNESCO, so called as UNESCO's World Heritage Site, and they were responsible for how to the World Heritage Committee would be responsible for identifying and nominating new sites within their territory to be considered for the inclusion of World Heritage List. How does a particular site become a World Heritage Site? Let us try to take up that now. Okay. कौन सा steps है that how slowly a particular place becomes a World Heritage Site? Let us take it up. Becoming a World Heritage Site. There are 5 steps in becoming a World Heritage Site. The first of which is for a country or a state party to take an inventory of its significant inventory, a detailed list. पहले जिस country में वो particular site हो, which everybody feels that this is so important that it should be get included as World Heritage Site. ऐसा एक if there is a place, okay, then or a natural area, then it must become a part of a particular detailed list, a complete list. An inventory is a complete list of its significant, of its cultural natural sites. This is called a tentative list. A country which forms a particular heritage site, a site to be declared as World Heritage Site, will prepare a list of all those different cultural and natural sites which can be considered to become a World Heritage Site. So, एक list बनाना है, rough list. Okay, this rough list, detailed list of all the significant cultural and natural sites is called a tentative list, tentative rough draft, okay, which is not certain. And it is important because nominations to the World Heritage List will not be considered unless the nominated site was first included on the tentative list. What is the condition? टेंटेटिव लिस्ट में उस पर्टिकुलर जगह का नाम पहले आना चाहिए. So जो अगर there are about 35 areas which can be considered to become a World Heritage Site, उसमें वो नाम जो है वो पहले उस tentative list में आना चाहिए. Then next, the countries are able to select the sites from the tentative list to be included on the nomination file. उसमें से supposing there are 30 or 35 areas which have been selected, some will be again. Okay, from that tentative list, you select some which will be included in the nomination file. The third step is a review. The third step is a review of the nomination file by two advisory bodies consisting of the International Council of Monuments and Sites and World Conservation Union, who then make recommendation to the World Heritage Committee. Okay, so what will be done then? First step is एक इन्वेंट्री बना, इन्वेंट्री में उस नेम को इंक्लूड करना है जो साइट कल्चरल या फिर नेचुरली इम्पोर्टेंट हो, उसको हम कहेंगे टेंटेटिव लिस्ट. टेंटेटिव लिस्ट में अगर एक बार नाम आ गया है तो वो शॉर्ट लिस्टेड हो गया, अरे ये लिस्ट में ये पर्टिकुलर जो है जो एरिया है दैट इज टू बी दैट कैन गो अहेड, ओके, कैन बी रिकमेंडेड एज अ प्लेस नॉमिनेटेड फॉर टू बिकम अ वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट. तो उसमें से सिलेक्ट करके टेंटेटिव लिस्ट में से you will try and include it in the nomination file. Who will go through the nomination file? Nomination file will be reviewed, or it will be again considered to think of, reviews to think of again by two advisory bodies consisting of International Council on Monuments and Sites and World Conservation Union. These two, the people who are appointed for these two advisory bodies will go through the list, will go through the details as to why this particular site should be considered as can be considered for a World Heritage Site. They will go through all that, and then finally, once they are convinced about it, they will make a recommendation to the World Heritage Committee. World Heritage Committee meets once a year to review these recommendations and decide which sites will be included to the World Heritage list. The final step in becoming a World Heritage Site is determining whether or not a nominated site meets at least one of the 10 selection criteria. They judge on the basis of certain criteria. अगर ये सब है, इसमें ये fit होता है, तो then we can select this particular place to become a World Heritage Site. तो उसमें से जो 10 क्राइटेरिया में से एटलीस्ट वन पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट जो है सिलेक्ट करते समय अगर वो पॉइंट के बेसिस पे जज किया गया है, इवन वन पॉइंट इज सफिशिएंट आउट ऑफ 10 टू बी नॉमिनेटेड एज अ वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट. If the site meets these criteria, it can then be inscribed to write, to engrave or to print on the World Heritage List. अगर ये उसमें बैठता है, फिट होता है कि चलो this this place is very important from this point of view, so it must be considered. If that is understood, and if the World Heritage Committee, the two advisory bodies recommend this particular place to the World Heritage Committee, once it is inscribed or it is written down or it is engraved that this area comes under World Heritage Site, once a site is chosen, once a site goes through this process and is chosen, it remains the property of that country. अभी ताजमहल हो या फिर अजंता एलोरा बेलूर केव्स हो, अजंता एलोरा केव्स हो या फिर खास पत्थर हो, okay, once it is selected, it will remain our property only. It will remain the property of that country on whose territory it sits. It is there present, but it also becomes considered within international community because international World Heritage Site, okay, World Heritage साइट के लिस्ट में वो आ गया है. दैट इज वाई वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज कमिटी, that is the international committee, is also responsible for protecting and maintaining it. Okay, here children, there can be some questions like, for example, complete the following. Okay, just go to the first part of the lesson where we have complete the following question beginning of this particular page. Okay, the inventory is also called the dash. It is called the tentative list. Okay, World Heritage Site list will not be considered dash unless the nominated site was first included in the tentative list. Okay, then the nomination file is reviewed by dash two advisory bodies consisting of International Council on Monuments and Sites and World Conservation Union. World Heritage Committee meets dash once in a year. Okay, World Heritage Committee meets to dash to review the recommendations passed by the two advisory bodies and to decide which sites will be included or added to the World Heritage list. In this way, you can have complete the following type questions. Okay, most of the meanings are word meanings are given here, children. Then you can have something like name the following. Mm, World Heritage name the following: the inventory of significant cultural natural sites is called what? Tentative list. Nomination file is received by these two bodies. Who are these two? Who are the two bodies? International Council on Monuments and Sites and World Conservation Union. Okay. Number of times the World Heritage Committee meets once in a year. Once a site is chosen, once a site is chosen, then it becomes one within the international community. So you have such type of questions. We come to the end of this part one, children. You have to view three videos which I will be sending to you. One is related to how the Abu Simbel temple. The videos are good, children, and you will understand it better as to how very big structures which are very important culturally were moved from one place to another place nearby without causing any damage to these monuments, because these monuments were considered to be very significant, and the World Heritage Committee uh, uh, has been established in order to take care of such important sites where they may be natural or they may be culturally very important all over the world, uh, and they take the uh, responsibility of preserving and conserving these heritage sites. Okay, so next in the next video we will complete the lesson and we will start with types of World Heritage Sites. Have a good day, children. If you have any doubts related to the video or related to any part of the explanation, then you can get back to me and message me on my personal number. Thank you, children. Have a good day.